I wanted to do something. I used to be a teacher, and since I left teaching, I've been working as a bartender, and I had read about a happy hour fundraiser at a little bar called Little Havana. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with it. I love Little Havana, and I wanted to go to it, but I had to work that day. And then I thought, instead of taking off work, maybe I could have my own fundraiser. And so I did. I talked my boss into donating a couple bottles of liquor, and I made Save the Bay shooters. And I talked the Yuengling rep into donating some beer. And every dollar for every Yuengling sold went to it, plus the proceeds from the shooters. And my boss, who is not necessarily committed to any of these causes, said I could do it so long as I donated all of my tips from that day, which I hadn't planned on doing. But he kind of backed me in a corner, and I had to. So I did it. So the first year I did it, I was a little disappointed that we only made $250. And then I thought about it. I had never made $250 for anything any other Earth Day. Usually when Earth Day comes around, I plan on taking some trees that are growing, in a spot where they can't keep growing and planting them somewhere. I plan that every year for I don't know how many years, and I never once achieved replanting one of these seedlings. So I thought making $250 is pretty good. And also the Chesapeake Bay Foundation had sent me, at that time they were wanting people to write to their representatives and talk about what the Bay meant to them. So I collected a bunch of these things that they used to their benefit. So at this point, this is the 4th year for my Earth Day fundraiser, which is coming up in April. And I've made a lot more every other time. I've got bands that play. I pack the house. It's really fun. And it's called Yampierre's Bar. It is in Catonsville. Edmondson. You know Yampierre's Bar? That's great. Well, well, there, yeah, definitely. It's a neighborhood bar. It's nothing like giant or special, and it's not on the water like Little Havana, but it's fun, and we've been doing this, and people are getting involved, and since you guys all look like you're over 21, I would like to invite you to come. Since Earth Day is on a Sunday this year, we chose Friday, 4/20. Remember 4/20, it is the date for our fundraiser. I've got a bunch of bands, drink specials, all kinds of fun stuff going on. But I don't tell you about this just because I would like you to come to my fundraiser. I tell you about this as an example of I picked something and I did it, and I'm really glad that I did. That's actually how I ended up becoming an advocate for the CBF. When I wanted to have my own fundraiser, I contacted Heather Tuckfield and said, hey, can I do one at my bar? And she said, sure, raise money for us, here's some stuff. So there are many, many ways that you can help the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, and advocating for them is one of the ways, raising money is one of the ways, speaking out through emails, phone calls, letters, personal visits to our leaders is a way that you can help. How you would find out what to call and talk to your leaders about is you could go to the CBF website, click on ACT, and scroll down to Advocate, where you can find out how to join the online action network. Often they'll be sending you things like, hey, this is what we're worried about right now, and this is a letter we've prepared that you could forward through email often, sometimes through regular mail, to your elected officials. So if that's the kind of help that you could see having the time and the resources to provide, then do it. It's easy. If you already spend a lot of time online, you could be helping in that way.